Hey folks, today is Friday, May 15th, 2020. As usual, my name is Jake Baldino, here to talk about the video game news that has been going on this week. I think it is now week 9 of isolation, quarantining here in our part of New York. We're still kind of shut down. Hopefully you guys are staying safe out there. I'm a little lonely, but let's jump into it because there's so much video game news to talk about this week. It's been kind of crazy. It's going to be a long one. Buckle up. The first thing I want to talk about is actually a series favorite of mine. Mafia is returning. We got this teaser trailer for the Mafia Trilogy, presumably remasters of the original games in like a collection. Obviously, Mafia 3 is like a fairly new game, so I feel like that's not really going to be touched. Mafia 2 was from the last gen, so it's probably going to be bumped up with a higher resolution. But the biggest surprise is Mafia 1. So we've actually gotten some screenshots of what seems to be the original Mafia game, seemingly completely remade from the ground up, and it looks insane. I did not expect this at all. I thought they were just going to skip the first game because, full disclosure, I loved the original game. I played it on consoles back when it released. It was like 2002, 2003. I don't even know, but it was a kind of busted game. But I still couldn't help but love it because there wasn't really anything else like that at the time. So, like, look at the old game here. And now, like, hold that up to this screenshot of the new version of the game. Like, it's still clearly lost heaven, but it's just, like, insane. I just didn't expect them to do this, and I'm really looking forward to seeing what they announce, because May 19th is going to be the full reveal for all of this, so we'll get the full scoop on it. But signs are suggesting there was, like, a store leak. Apparently, late August is when we're going to get our hands on some of these definitive versions of the original games, and I think that's something to look forward to, among many other things right now. So the other thing is the future of video game graphics. The Summer Games Fest Jeff Keighley thing has been slowly trickling out and revealing things, and we got a look at the next Unreal Engine 5, or Unreal Engine V if you're nasty, is essentially the tool set, the building blocks for how a lot of games are made. This isn't like some exclusive Epic thing. If you've played video games, there's like a 90% chance you've played one that has been made in Unreal Engine. So we got to look at the new version of it with some insane lighting, incredibly dense, detail-rich environments that are going to apparently be easier to build. We spent a lot of time trying to break it down and make it a little bit more understandable for the layman. I put a video that we did linked in the description below. The biggest thing from it is that they were actually showing PS5 gameplay. Now I say gameplay kind of weird because it's not really of like a real game. It's like a small game experience that they built, but they confirmed that it is running on PlayStation 5 hardware, and that's cool, I guess. Granted, we need to see this stuff implemented like in the real world, and we've seen like Unreal Engine and other tech demos showcased before that the games don't actually end up really looking like that, but this seems a little bit more in the realm of believability, not as insanely fantastical. I think the lighting is the most exciting thing, but of course we also got a interview with some of the people behind Unreal and Epic after this big trailer reveal, and head of Epic, Tim Sweeney, said something kind of interesting. This is a quote that people kind of went wild with. Sweeney said, "The storage architecture on the PS5 is far ahead of anything you can buy on PC for any amount of money right now. It's going to help drive future PCs." With Epic also saying that, of course, the time of loading screens is over. So this is a pretty wild quote. You know, a lot of PC fans like me are like find that hard to believe, but it does actually back up what both PlayStation and Xbox have been saying about them putting new resources into developing new technologies behind their SSDs to make it super competitive and ultra fast. So it's not just getting rid of loading times, but also enabling how these worlds can load in and how games can load, which can fundamentally change how games are thought about, how games are made, and possibly we could see new ideas, new implementations. And the first example of that is the Unreal Engine's environments being able to stream in billions and billions of triangles to make these environments like that. Some people still aren't convinced, and honestly, I still stand by the fact that like live streams and compressed YouTube videos aren't really going to show the most exciting aspects of next generation graphics. We're going to see it in resolution, frame rate, refresh rates, HDR, stuff like that is where the innovations are going to really lie, and you're going to need a good TV or a monitor to really see that. Still, I'm really curious to hear what you guys think about this, because that is like a crazy Tim Sweeney quote. I know people like to argue with him online about the Epic Game Store and stuff, but when it comes to like raw computing and all that nerdy stuff, I feel like he's a genius. But in the age of the internet, I guess everyone's a genius, right? That's how this works. Anyway. Okay, you ready, man? Nice job. The hits just keep coming, though. We got a Sony State of Play this week, and we got like 18 minutes of Ghost of Tsushima. Like, we finally got a full, substantial look of what the game is, how the flow is, what the combat's like, what the progression and customization is like, the whole shebang. And I will say, for me personally, like, it's just a lot of things we've done in other games before, but just in a really cool and exciting package and presentation. This, like, Japanese samurai style where they're clearly a fan of the old media, like the old movies, is really interesting. The fact that like you can do some kick-ass full Japanese voice acting, you can play the game with a black and white filter. Personally, I need to see more of the stealth before like I'm convinced that that's not just like a lot of other modern games. I really like the combat though. I like the idea of holding and waiting to strike at the right moment and the sword actually feeling lethal. Also, I think it looks gorgeous, although I do think it's like another example of like games looking really good, but streams and YouTube videos kind of compressing things and making it not look as good. Also, like the black and white mode is cool for like fans of like Akira Kurosawa and stuff like that. But also, I feel like they put so much work into the color and the environment design that I don't know how I'm going to play it, but I'm very curious to see what you guys think. Basically, if you think about it, like one of the last gasps of the PlayStation 4 as we know it, which is really interesting to say. That now we're rolling into the next generation. Weird. Now, next up, this episode is brought to you by Raycon. You've probably seen these wireless earbuds floating around online before, endorsed by celebrities, creators, and stuff, because they're actually good. Raycon starts at about half the price of any other premium wireless earbuds on the market, but they don't skimp out on the quality. Maybe you've been holding off on going wireless, but now's the time, man. Check out the newest from Raycon, the Everyday E25 model. I wear them when I exercise. Stop. Why are you laughing? Yes, lately I have actually been exercising, and they're super discreet and very low profile, easy to put in your ear, pop in and out, no problem. I really like the super tiny charging carrying case, 6 hours of battery life, fits right in your pocket. I've said it before, but going wireless really is a game changer, and with this, you don't have to sweat paying exorbitant brand name prices, because these are solid. If you're curious and you want to check them out, all you gotta do is go to the link on screen here, or linked in the description below, and get 15% off your first order. That's buyraycon.com/GameRanks, and thanks to them for sponsoring our videos. But the slow trickle of information and game news continues basically this whole summer, because the other Summer Games Fest announcement from Jeff Keighley, sorry, I'm still so excited. Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1 and 2. This is like a full remake. I know it's like a second attempt. We had Tony Hawk 1 HD a couple years back. I thought that was not very good at all. I also didn't think Tony Hawk 5 was very good. Actually, I thought that was really bad. But this seems like a good attempt. It's being made by Vicarious Visions. Some of the old Neversoft people are coming on board. They're using the Neversoft code base from the original game. The interview with Tony Hawk and Vicarious Visions people afterwards said that they spent so much time trying to get the controls right. There is quality of life stuff, like some of the gameplay refinements I enjoy personally from 3 and 4 in here. But you're getting the original levels, the original skaters, a lot of the original music. I don't expect all of it just because of how licensing goes, but it seems like there's going to be a lot. We heard Dead Kennedys, Goldfinger's there, so the game doesn't need to be canceled. Pardon my excitement, pardon me like trying to like give this one the benefit of the doubt. It's one of my favorite series for me. It's up there with Metal Gear Solid and stuff like that. It's also like the one game I'm kind of competent at and I'm kind of good at. So I'm looking forward to like having a video game in 2020 where like I can do well and hold my own. There's going to be online play, split screen support, and all the features that you would expect, like create a skater, create a park, and create a deck and stuff like that. So they're kind of singing all the right notes for me, especially with Vicarious Visions coming off of remaking the Crash Bandicoot games pretty faithfully. I'm ready, baby. This is dropping in early September, and I'm going to be really annoying talking about this game all the time. I'm very excited. Sorry. You know what? I'm not sorry. Now let's talk about Nintendo. Nintendo, this week also just wanted to kill us with excitement and new things. Where all of these other places, the PC, Xbox, PS4 are like slowly trickling out big exciting things. Nintendo was basically like, oh yeah, also here we got this. What do we have? This new Paper Mario game. Here you go. It's coming out soon. Just like that, Paper Mario, the Origami King is a thing. It looks pretty fantastic, and it's coming out July 17th. I mean, looking at the calendar, July is going to be really busy. But on the flip side, the last couple weeks, since we know a lot of people are facing hardships out there, just trying to point out public service announcements of free games and stuff like that. Right now, the big one, you probably saw the news, Grand Theft Auto 5 is free. It is on the Epic Game Store, but if you've seen the news, apparently, despite seemingly a large majority of people being against the Epic Game Store, the service did crash from the amount of demand of people trying to access it and get this free game. I guess free is free, man. If it's free, it's from me. That's what we say here. We're here. I don't know. Now, there is also some things I want to link in the description below, some stuff that you might miss or is just below your radar. Deep Rock Galactic, a game that kind of came to power a little bit last year, is now finally celebrating its 1.0 release. We've got a trailer. It's also a very good game that I'm looking forward to giving another shot since I haven't in a while. Also, Dutch is coming to Predator Hunting Grounds, a game that I actually found to be a lot more fun than I expected, but still needs some work. Some of the work they're putting in is putting Arnold Schwarzenegger reprising his role as Dutch, but it's like an old Dutch. As a Predator fan, I don't know. That's crazy, man. If you're looking for like a long YouTube video essay, Movies with Mikey, one of my favorite YouTubers, put out a video on Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. I haven't watched it yet, but I'm planning to watch it this weekend. That's linked in the description below. Also, if you're not sick of me talking yet and you want to hear a little bit on how the sausage is made, just some of like the behind the scenes talk of running this YouTube channel and trying to like get clicks, but also not be soulless and entertain people. Just the business of it all. I did a podcast with VentureBeat on how video games make money, specifically on the YouTube side. Consider checking it out. It's only like a half hour, and it was a lot of fun. Also, we got a gameplay trailer for Mortal Kombat 11 Aftermath, the content being added. We got to see the new characters at work, of course, most notably, one of my personal favorite, I wouldn't say hero, but like one of my personal favorite like movie characters, RoboCop, kicking a lot of ass. We get to see him beat up the Joker. We get to see him beat up Terminator. And we get to see like his fatality and stuff like that. And I'm really excited. I hope I can actually like find time to play it amid everything going on right now. But still, another news story that is a little bit of a bummer, but I still think it's worth talking about. We got to have like one upset this week. Titanfall 3 is not happening right now, dude. Respawn went on record. They're celebrating actually their 10th anniversary as a studio. I don't know if you saw that like trailer video they put out, but Vince Zampella did do an interview saying that there is currently nothing in the works on Titanfall, which is actually like kind of the opposite of like some reports we've heard in the past. Like they are working on something, they're not working on something, they're working on something smaller. Then we had Apex Legends. Obviously now they're very busy on Star Wars. So I am very sad. I like Titanfall so much. I'm glad that we're getting good Star Wars games from them, and I'm happy that a lot of people really still love Apex Legends, but I'm just a robot boy. That's really it, though. There's still so much more to come every week, I think, so just come back every Friday, because we know Ubisoft is revealing some stuff. It was still probably not going to be Splinter Cell. We know we're getting more Summer Games Fest stuff. Xbox has to show off stuff. Sony still has to like actually show the PlayStation 5. So there's a lot to look forward to in these very interesting times, at least. But before we go, we got to do that console giveaway we do every single week. You know how this goes down by now. There's a link in the description below. You click it once to sign up. You enter once, then you're entered for good. And then every single week we go in and randomly choose one person to win a free console of their choice. Now, this week's winner is going to be this person right here. Congratulations. Be sure to keep an eye on your inbox, your spam box, stuff like that, because we're going to be reaching out to you to send you a free console. So yeah. But now let's talk. Let's talk about everything. There's so much. I want to know what Tony Hawk fans out there like me think about this new one. Are you skeptical? Are you willing to give it a shot? I like the writing on the wall, but yeah. Are you sad about Titanfall 3? What do you think about Unreal Engine 5? Do you think developers can really utilize this? We're going to be seeing it officially rolled out in 2021. The way Epic is changing their revenue sharing service with this, their licensing rather, means there's a lot of potential for a lot of great games to be made by smaller fledgling developers. And Mafia, man. Do you think Mafia 1 being redone is kind of like a test ground for a next generation Mafia 4? I don't know. Let's talk anything video games, all the news down in the comments. We'll be down in the comments as much as possible. Things do get crazy though, so if you want to yell at me directly, of course, as always, I'm on Twitter and Instagram at Jake Baldino. If you had a good time, come back next Friday. I'll see you then, but clicking the like button does help us out. We really appreciate that. You know, me and all my partners here, right? Tom, Andrew, hello, how are you? Hope you guys are well. I'll talk to you on Discord. Anyway, thank you guys for coming around though, seriously, and watching. If you're new, consider subscribing because we put out all kinds of videos every single day. But thanks for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Pizza's on me.